Hi there, this is Linda Lang from thoughtchange.com. I have a treat for you today. I've decided to pop on with Katie Kieffer. Katie is a spiritual teacher. She's an author of several channeled books called Coffee with the Angels. She is an Akashic record reader and a theta practitioner, I believe,
Mhm.
right?
Theta healing
Yeah,
practitioner.
perfect, perfect. So she's also my guest this week on exploring the mystical side of life. So, hi, Katie, say hello.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for having me.
Well, I thought it would be kind of fun to just have a impromptu conversation and share a little bit more information. And the first thing
Mhm.
I would love to know is how long you've been on your spiritual path consciously and how you got there.
Oh, oh
How
my
did
God.
how did spirit call you?
Oh my God. And you asked this question in one of your groups and I answered it. And it was, when I look at it, I'm like, it seems stupid, but it really wasn't. I was cleaning houses at the time, and one of my clients had offered the Twilight series to me. She was like, "Yeah, I don't like it." She's like, "You can borrow them if you want. Check them out." I did. When I got it, just ripped open a wound. I mean, just ripped it off, and that was in probably 2008, about 2008. And so I didn't really become conscious of being on my path until somewhere between probably around 2012 is really when that started. That was when I first took my first theta healing course. And even then, it was like I knew I was on this path, but I didn't really understand it. It was like all these different things were new. I had just heard of Reiki and Huna, and of course, I had known a bit about astrology, but not a whole lot. And it was really around 2010 when I started investigating energy things. And then 2012 was when I'm like, oh no, I'm on this path.
Well, I think it is so funny that you can credit vampires for getting you on the path.
Yeah. Yeah. Abandonment wound. I mean, oh my God. I went up to that section and I'm like, I mean, everything just triggered me so much. And I read the whole series in a week because I
Oh,
had to get to the end. I had to see how things worked out. It was like I couldn't put it down. I read the entire series in 1 week. And yeah, it was intense. And thank God I was seeing a therapist at the time.
that's pretty wild. The path appears beneath your feet, right?
Yes. When you're I really do believe that, and this is becoming more and more apparent as we move towards this solstice and with the energies that are going on, we absolutely have decided to be here. Now, our human selves might be going, this has sucked. It's time to do something different. But our souls know exactly what we're doing. We chose to be here and we are here for our own reasons. And the soul has set up its own timing.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. A lot more people waking up or having some type of conflict,
Hmm.
interaction with shadow, whatever it takes to kind of move us through this energy.
Absolutely. And even those who have been on the conscious path for a while, there's still other levels of awakening that are happening. We are reaching higher and higher vibrations. And it's just part of it's like evolutionary transformation is what we are going through.
Part of the plan.
Part of it.
Part of the plan, part of the plan. Yeah, I do think that's really delicious that you found your way consciously. I actually always tell people that we're all on our spiritual path.
Mhm.
Some of us don't know it, but
Exactly.
that you became conscious through the Twilight series is great fun, great
And it was
fun.
just really interesting because normally, like vampires, zombies, that kind of thing is not my thing. It's just not. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. Yeah, we'll see. I figured I'd get, a couple chapters in at the most and put it down. And no, I got sucked in. She did a really great job in writing those books.
I love it. I love it. Now, you have a question for me.
I do have a question for you. And it has to do with after we recorded the podcast, you had asked about your energy centers and your soul group, which is like the top pieces of your divine design. And we did that. And I'd like to hear how that's been beneficial for you. What has it done for you? Has it helped you out?
Well, it was really, first of all, very fascinating, Katie. So thank you for that. And it definitely helped clear up. Maybe I'd call it confusion, a little confusion, because I had previously had two different Akashic record readers kind of tell me my home planet, right? Or where my soul was created. And they both had different planets. And I was like, well, how can this be? You only have one record. I was like, I don't understand how that could be. And you didn't know anything at all
Mm-mm,
about that.
no.
And then you came back, oh, you originally, when you broke off from source, you went to this planet. Maybe that's not the right word, but this environment. And shortly thereafter, you moved to the second one. And it just so happened that those were the two places that each of the other readers had
Really?
indicated. So it's
That
like,
is awesome.
oh, okay, that makes sense. That really does make sense.
That is awesome.
And certainly the energy center made sense too. I believe it was the throat. And I
Mhm.
know personally that while here I am with the podcast, for one thing, I've had so many people tell me over the years that, Linda, there's just something about your voice. I've had a lot of psychics tell me that I actually channel energy through my voice. And it just totally made sense that was my primary. I on the top of my head, I can't remember if there was a secondary. So please forgive me. Yeah.
Well, you do have the secondary, and I do remember what it is.
Well, good. What was it?
Wisdom.
It was
Wisdom.
wisdom. And you
Mhm.
see, that
Yeah,
makes sense too.
communication, primary
Yeah.
wisdom was
Yeah.
secondary. And I
It,
don't remember everybody's, by the way. I mean, it just, I think we've talked enough. And so some people will stick with me and others just don't. And so it's, you know,
well, it does make sense because in my spare time, I'll do some channeled work,
mhm.
some automatic writing back, or I get downloads. And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it explains the magic of how those two things kind of work together
Mhm.
and really kind of bless me, I guess, bless me in my life. And everyone has their own energy centers with their own gifts, with their own blessings built in.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you might want to have a listen to this week's episode of Exploring the Mystical Side of Life. Again, Katie Kieffer is my guest. It is called Does Your Soul Have a Divine Blueprint? And we're not talking about like this lifetime. We're talking about an overarching blueprint that follows you throughout all of your lives, right? All
All
of
of
your
existence.
existence.
All of existence. Yeah.
Fantastic. You'll find this episode on YouTube. I'll pop the link underneath. It's also on the podcast page on Facebook, Exploring the Mystical Side of Life, for you to come have a listen. I hope that you do. And it's great company, when you're doing your Christmas baking or decorating or however you're spending your weekend. Katie, thanks for joining me for this quick chat. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Linda. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay, great. Again, Katie, what's your website?
Awakentheinnerlight.com and coffeewiththeangels.com. And I'll be consolidating pretty much everything over to Coffee with the Angels at some point. But
Yeah,
either one of those will work to get a hold of me.
perfect. Perfect. All right. I'll see everyone next time. Bye for
All
now.
right. Thank you.
Come visit me at thoughtchange.com and remember to subscribe.